Good day everyone, I'm Hurley of RFI Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Jade Audio, but this time it's their IEM. I believe this is one of their recent IEMs, the JH13. And first things first, if you think or if you're hearing my voice, which may sound a little bit different, pardon me because I just woke up literally just to make this video. I was supposed to record this video last night, but I got really sleepy. But yeah, here we are. And I'd like to thank Fio for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me, since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay? Okay, so to give you an idea, the Jade Audio JH13 is priced at around 40 US dollars, so that is around 2,000 ish in Philippine peso, which also puts it in the category of the premium. Yes, the premium budget or premium, yeah, I'd say it's premium budget IEM, just like what I have reviewed last time, which was the Sivga SM100. So it puts within that same category. So yeah, it kind of puts it or the Jade Audio JH13 within the same category. So we'll manage our expectations within the same ballpark or within the same price range, okay? And also it puts it in the same category with the Kiwi Ears Bell actually, because the Kiwi Ears Bell is within that 30 to 40 price category. Okay? Okay, so here's the box. As you can see, I am loving this green color and I'm loving the design on this one. Probably it's one of the not most, but one of the more unique ones in my humble opinion, because as you can see, it's green and I love the green color. I might be a little bit too biased on that one, but the design, I love the design of the box. Despite this being a 40 USD-ish IEM, it really holds up when it comes to the design. It isn't just something like a white box with the IM and the specifications. No, it kind of looks like a youthful design. It kind of reminds me of the Metro era or Metro UI design era of Windows, or probably the Fruitiger Aero, if you know, you know. And yeah, looks the design, however, I thought it's the like Dade Audio, but yeah, that's too cheeky in my humble opinion, but maybe that's just me. And as you can see, the name on this one, the JH13 with the one dynamic driver and two BA driver. So it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid IEM. Okay? Okay. And what I got is the transparent black, which is not really transparent. I'll get to that later on. And as you can see here, the serial number, nothing too crazy. The uh JH13 there, and the Jade Audio. I do like this font actually. It looks nice. Yeah. So as you can see, it doesn't show the specifications actually of the Jade Audio JH13. Let's see if it's in the product manual. They made this one too clean in my humble opinion, but yeah. Uh, let's see here. There we go. Uh, it's just the proper wearing of, yeah. Um, no, nothing to see here. Actually, they did not put the specifications. But yeah, it is pretty much basic in my humble opinion when it comes to the specifications of this IM. Because again, you don't really need to spend that much here driving or pairing the Jade Audio JH13 properly, because this is categorized as a everyday carry IM or an EDC IM in my humble opinion. And yeah, but I'll still flash the specifications here somewhere as I talk. Okay? So as for the specifications, sorry, I'll just put it here. And at the same time, as for the accessories, as you can see, it isn't really much here. There's nothing that much here really in this IM. For a 40 USD set, I would have preferred an additional set of ear tips or probably a pouch, since we will be using the Jade Audio JH13 most of the time, or to me personally at least, as an everyday IM, something that you put in your bag, you put in your pouch, and just use it regularly, because that seems to be the market of the Jade Audio JH13. It isn't something like an enthusiast IM or something like that. It is like basically a budget IM, but a little bit on the expensive side, since we're talking about Fio here, not a brand that usually goes low when it comes to the IMs that they do, since most of Fio's IMs are at least $20 ish up to $1,000 if you look up in their website. So yeah, you'll just get these ear tips and the cable. Yeah, my major gripe here is the cable. As you can see, it's already stiff. It's already stiff out of the box, and for the past 2 weeks that I am using it like regularly, it never encountered any sweat because our office is like really dead cold, and I never use this when I'm like, what do you call this? When I'm walking in the busy streets. I usually use this when I'm on the train, or I'm on a jeepney or public jeepney, or when I'm in the house watching the anime that I'm watching recently. Fun fact, if you care, but it's okay if you don't care. The recent anime that I'm watching is the Code Geass, Rose of Recapture. I believe that is the recent installation, or the recent series for Code Geass. I am a huge Code Geass fan, actually. Most people probably don't know that, but yeah, there's that. Anyway, again, the cable is my gripe here with the Jade Audio JH13, because as you can see, it is already stiff. It it's I'd say it's springy, it's stiff, but I do like the design because it is sleek and it is very minimal. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that over time, the more you use this, the cable will get stiffer. It will get more springier, just like that one. It And no matter how I care about it kind of fits like that way. And the IMs itself is in QDC connection, as you can see here. Yep, you can see it is in QDC connection apparently, but yeah, for a budget IM, I guess it's okay. But of course, there are other IMs that within the same price that is already in metal build, and at the same time, what do you call this? Doesn't use the QDC connection. So if I were to really nitpick, few would have gone to the route wherein they don't use this QDC connection. But at the same time, I understand those brands, including FIO, using this QDC connections on their budget IEMs, because it adds a little bit of support, it adds a little bit of durability here and there. Okay? Now, as for the IEMs itself, as you can see, again, here's the IEMs itself. The other ear says FIO, the other ear says Jade Audio. And yeah, according to the website, the faceplate is made of zebra wood. If I'm correct, I'll just flash it again here. But yeah, I thought it's like really wood. I can feel the wood, but yeah, here we are. As you can see here, nothing too extravagant, I guess. But yeah, I am actually, personally, I am digging the design. Yeah, I am digging that this design is very sleek and compact. It isn't really bulky, actually, which I really like. As you can see here, it may seem not much in the camera, sorry, but in person, I really appreciate how compact this is, because some IEMs usually have a hollow insides, while this one doesn't have that. So yeah, props to Fio or Jade Audio for that one. Okay. Now, as for the again fit, comfort, and isolation, the fit, comfort, and isolation here is perfect. It is perfect for a 40 USD set. It doesn't seem to protrude in my ears, but do take note, I am a person with a huge set of ears, and at the same time, those people with smaller ears will really appreciate the Jade Audio JH13, because it is really sleek and very compact. Okay? They probably, those people who play My on arcades, If you're one of those people, you'll probably appreciate the Jade Audio JH13 because it is very slick and compact and doesn't really get you you on or it doesn't really get in the way when you're playing that extensive exhilarating game. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now, as for again the drivability pairing, you'll be having no problems here with the Jade Audio JH13. You can basically pair this even with an Apple dongle and have no problems because this IM is very easy to drive. But of course, there are some slight differences, although very negligible when you pair this with a proper dongle. Like for example, the cheapest would be the Venture Electronics Odo or the Venture Electronics Devastator or any J Kali IM that you could think of and you could see. When you pair it this with the whole sound makes goes for a more balanced take actually, but at the same time it is still fun. I'll explain later on with some very good extensions here and there and very almost smooth transition between the frequencies. Okay. Okay. So what's the sound of the Jade Audio JH13? Well, the Jade Audio JH13 incorporates the Feel House sound, where in this one, yeah, excuse me, is a V-shaped sounding IM. There's no surprise on that because most of their sets are V-shaped sets. Is it really a bad thing? Well, depends if you, on what you prefer. It is a V. Is it a V shape done badly? No, not at all. In fact, it is a very good V shape sounding IM, and I commend those people who still use as V shape sounding IMs because most brands today aim for neutrality. They aim for Harman sounding targets, JM1 sounding targets, which can get a little bit redundant. Not only to myself as a reviewer, but also for those people who are consumers, who are the end users. If I were to put my shoes on their feet, or feet on their shoes. Yeah, I get confused on that one. My apologies. But yeah, the Jade Audio JH13 is a V-shaped sounding IM that leans to the warmer side of things. Okay, now as for the bass on this one, the bass on the JH13 is actually mildly elevated than its treble, despite it being a V-shaped set. It is a mid-bassy. Yes, it is a mid-bass dominant sounding IM when it comes to the bass response. So, do expect that your bass here is punchy. Do expect that your bass here is quick, agile, and at the same time with a good amount of detail, as I would say. But if I were to really nitpick, this won't satisfy bass heads that much because it doesn't have that chunky, sloppy or earth shaking sub bass response that most bass heads, even the 16-year-old me, would really want to hear. So yeah, do expect that despite this having the fun sounding signature, the bass on this one is actually more clean. It is controlled. It doesn't smear on the upper frequencies. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. Personally, I do like that because it is a great departure if you're coming from a fun sounding IM that is under $20 because most of those sets or most sets under $20 have this have this smeary bass response. But yeah, if you're coming from those bassy sets, it may take some time for you to get used to the bass of the JH Audio Jade Audio JH13. Okay, now as for the mids on this one is actually neutral. What do I mean by that, RFI? What I mean by that is it is in neutral presentation. It isn't forward, but at the same time it isn't recessed as well. It's just that the both of the frequencies on its side, like for example the bass and treble, is actually elevated. That I'd call it V-shaped. But it never sounded drowned, it never sounded recessed, or it never sounded too forward at all, in my humble opinion. Yeah, it never sounded too recessed or too boxy or even boxy to begin with, in my humble opinion. So, do expect that the lower mids on this one exhibits a little warmth to it to make things a little bit thick, while the upper frequencies are still mildly elevated, but at the same time, it doesn't encounter any sibilance, harshness, or peaks here and there. Okay, any natural peaks or peers. There's zero, nada, absent here with the Jade Audio JH13. However, if I really want to nitpick, the upper frequencies, like for example the upper mids and the treble of the Jade Audio JH13 are a little bit thin. Yes, it is a little bit thin to what I prefer. Um, Making the sound a little bit brittle if I were to really nitpick. But yeah, it isn't really nitpickable uh, for an average user because hello, I've reviewed the Sivga SM100, which sounds it sounds way thin than the Jade Audio JH13. So yeah, it's just that probably it isn't that coherent when it comes to the body of the overall sound to my ears. But yeah, it's just more of a personal nitpick, not really a con, because again this doesn't sound lacking in treble at all, and while at the same time it isn't sibilant at all. So yeah, that's a really good thing for most people. Okay. Okay, but however, yeah, you won't be having any problems with the upper frequencies as well of the Jade Audio JH13. It isn't sibilant at all. It isn't unnaturally sibilant or bright even to begin with. It doesn't dark either. So, yeah, we'll proceed to the treble. As for the treble is well extended. It has a good amount of air to it with a good amount of sparkle. But again, it kind of suffers from that finding I have said earlier, wherein I find it a little bit thin to my liking. But yeah, it's a good thing since it isn't harsh or piercing, because the Jade Audio JH13 is a fun sounding IM. If it's fun, if it's too energetic, the upper frequencies may also suffer from sibilant speech or harshness on that one. Okay? Okay. Now, as for the technical chops of the Jade Audio JH13 is above average at best, mainly because it is quite clean in its overall sound. But yeah, that is the maximum thing that it can do, because I've heard more technical sets than these. But that doesn't mean that the Jade Audio JH13 is bad, not at all. In my humble opinion, I think it kinda made the good balance of tonal and technical chops for a V-shape sounding IM. So the soundstage on this one is your usual wider than deep with a good amount of height. Nothing too crazy here, nothing too fancy. As for the separation and layering, this is the region that I would say that is above average for its price, because it is quite clean. It doesn't suffer any serious congestions that much when compared to, like, let's say uh, the other IMs out there that is also V-shaped, that has poor technical chops. So the props to Fio on that one, or Jade Audio. And the imaging on this one is actually precise enough for competitive gaming, for podcasts, or for even live sessions or listenings. Okay. Okay, so where should we compare this? We should compare this with the recent sets that I have reviewed. Like for example, the Sivga SM100. When compared, the Sivga SM100 is a way neutral. It is more neutral. It is lean. It is might come across as boring to some people. Um, I am when compared to the Jade Audio JH13. So technically that's already a difference between the two sets. As for the technical chops, yes, the Sivga SM100 is better on that regard, while the J Audio JH13 doesn't really stray away on that level of quality for its price. So that's a really good thing. Uh, when it comes to the mids on the what do you call this, the SM100 is a little bit more forward in presence when compared to the Jade Audio JH13, but this SM100 lacks the bass response or the bass quality that the Jade Audio JH13 has. Okay, so it really depends on what you prefer, in my humble opinion, because again, both of these sets are different from one another. One, the SM100 targets neutrality, while the Jade Audio JH13 targets the musicality. So, yeah, pick what you really prefer. Okay? Now, where should we compare this next? We should compare this next with the Kiwi Ears Bell. Yes, when compared the Kiwi Ears Bell is also a more neutral set, but it is a little bit closer to the Jade Audio JH13 when it comes to the presentation. Since the presentation of the Jade Audio JH13 is actually, it is V-shaped, while the Kiwi Ears Bell is literally nearly U-shaped, if we're being really specific, but that's a neutral warm sounding set to me, in my humble opinion. When compared, the Jade Audio JH13 has better extension on both ends actually, while the Kiwi Ears Bell technically uh, avoids any extension altogether, any extensive extension altogether, for it to create a safe, non-fatiguing sound. But at the same time, the treble on that one is also blunt, and at the same time, the technical chops also are suffering. I'd say suffering, or a little bit less resolving, because it avoids those types of extensions. But of course, those people with I'd say sensitive set of ears will definitely prefer the Kiwi Ears Bell, because it is more safe, much safer than the Jade Audio JH13. But in my humble opinion, these two sets are really good, in the sense that they are quite matured in their own takes, in their own what do you call this, in their own uh what do you call this? They are quite mature in their own presentations of what they sound like, because the Jade Audio JH13 isn't your smeary, woolly, V-shape IM, while the Kiwi Ears Bell is a mature, neutral sounding IM that still has some warmth to it. So yeah, pick what you prefer, since both of these IMs are actually easy to drive, and both of them will pair well with pretty much any source that you could think of, or pair off with these IMs. Okay? So I'll switch to the Tagalog version of this review for a quick rundown, or for a quick summary. Sorry. Okay, si Jade Audio JH13 is a 2,000 pesos IM, so $40. Ayan yung presentation niya. Actually, maganda yung box, pero yun nga, hindi naman yung box yung pinunta ng mga bibili or gagamit neto. Ito lang yung makukuha mo accessories, para siyang halos yung KZ na accessories para sa akin. Nilagyan nila ng pouch, or nilagyan nila ng case, or I don't know, probably yung ano yun, yung ear IM cover. Pero hindi niya kailangan yun. Mas okay kasi na pouch. Kasi marketed tong Jade Audio JH13 as a anong tawag doon? Everyday carry IM. I mean, yung design niya, everything speaks talaga everyday carry IM. Yung tunog niya, your usual Fio, so V-shape siya. V-shape siya na maganda, kasi hindi kumakalat yung bass niya sa ibang frequencies, tas hindi rin parang sobrang loose or sobrang bagal. Mabilis talaga yung bass response niya for a V-shape set. However, may mga taong hinahanap yung mabagal na yon, yung mabagal na makapal na bass response. Yung Jade Audio JH13, hindi yun ganun. Hindi yun meant or designed na ganun. Okay? Okay, ano pa ba? Hindi rin siya sibilant. Well, hindi siya sibilant, hindi rin sobrang lubog yung mids niya. And yung technical chops niya actually napakalinis. Above average siya para sa akin. Kasi ginamit ko to sa sa podcast, sa pakikinig ng mga busy tracks talaga, and wala akong naging problem dito sa Jade Audio JH13. Personally, if gagastos ako ng I'd say 40 USD, tas gusto ko ng V-shape set, probably ito yung pinaka the best na naisip ko. Siguro papalitan ko lang yung cable, kasi stiff talaga yung cable niya. Oo, stiff yung cable niya, and pang balagbagan talaga, I guess. Pero yun nga, over time mas magiging stiff pa yan, para sa akin lang naman. Okay? Okay. Ngayon, balik na ako sa English review for my tawag doon, for my verdict. Okay? Okay. So, what's my verdict here with the Jade Audio JH13? Well, the Jade Audio JH13 is a V-shaped sounding IM under 40 USD that kind of checks the boxes of what a proper 40 USD IM should have, in my personal humble opinion and in my personal book. Because don't get me wrong, I have nothing against V-shaped sets, but I do like my V-shaped sets quite clean. while still keeping the fun, and the Jade Audio JH13 fits the bill on that one. So yeah, I wholeheartedly recommend the Jade Audio JH13, despite it probably it will fly under the radar for most people because it isn't as hyped when compared to the other sets today. But that doesn't mean that it is a bad IM. Not at all. Actually, I enjoyed my time listening to my old tracks here with the Jade Audio JH13. Like for example, White Walls by Macklemore, Congratulations by Post Malone, Bangarang by Skrillex, Purple Lamborghini by Skrillex as well. All of those are Black Skinhead by Kanye West, or yeah, all of those tracks that really honed my teenage years. I enjoyed listening to it with the Jade Audio JH13. So if you're looking for a V-shaped IM that is still fairly clean and very very maturely V-shaped, well, the Jade Audio JH13 will probably my top recommendation under $50 because it kind of fits the bill really well. Okay? Okay. And now that ends my review for the Jade Audio JH13. Again, I'd like to thank Fio for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core like I always do for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay? Okay. So as for the backlogs, I have uh a lot of backlogs on the way actually, but the current backlog that I have here is again and again saving this for the technically last, the the Ear Acoustic Audio Genesis G318S with my name on it. You can see, yeah, and it kind of intimidates me actually. It makes me special, which I usually don't like. But yeah, here we are. I'll be posting my review for this for the probably next week because I've already finished my rough draft for this one. I've already finished my observations on that one. Okay, and thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, and see you on the next one. Isa pa? Last one.